What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I just wanted to say real quick, if you enjoy the video, if you give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And feel free to make any comments you have about opinions or questions. Hope you guys enjoy. What's up, guys? So today we're going to talk about a really difficult question at times, that being how to pick your EDC gear, what you should carry and why. So I really decided to do this because I feel sometimes I see people carrying more than they need to, not enough, maybe a mix of the both in some ways you'll see in a second. But yeah, so I really have kind of three criteria or sort of like minimum requirements that I feel are necessary in order to carry something. This is not talking brands or specific models or anything like that. This is just the item itself. So out of those three, number one is reasonable to expect to use. Like there's a real purpose. You could actually see a situation that you're going to use it. You know how to use it, and it's just honestly realistically possible. So for me, an example of something that does not fit that is going to be a Paracord bracelet. So I made a video about this, so you've already seen that. This will be a little bit of a repeat for just a second, but just think about this for a second. This is what, 7-10 feet of Paracord all knotted up. I do not see any situation that I'm going to go, oh my goodness, let me take my Paracord bracelet off, wait, give me 2 minutes to completely untangle this thing, and then I can use it for some situation. This is more of a looks thing. There's not a real good purpose for it that I really can foresee myself legitimately using. Hence why this is the only Paracord bracelet I have and I don't use it. That's just kind of example number one. The other example, which I actually don't even own any at the moment, but are coming up soon for the sake of the channel, is being a little Prybar. Hopefully, I actually want some people to comment and tell me maybe a compelling good reason why they do carry a little Prybar, and if they've ever actually used it. I personally have yet to come in a situation that I needed to pry something open that I honestly couldn't just get done with a multi-tool. So hence why I haven't bought one. They're usually the titanium pry bars. That is what I will be getting for the sake of the channel. But I just have not had a purpose to carry one yet. Hence I have not spent the money on it. So reason number one is, or criteria number one is, it has to be reasonable for you to see some sort of way that you would actually use it. That just makes sense. But I've seen way too many people honestly just be bothered with carrying something or spending money on something that they're really honestly never going to use. Criteria number two for me is high quality. That doesn't necessarily mean high dollar. It just means that it has to be good. It's probably not going to be a gas station knife for me, in my opinion. It's going to work. It's going to be sharp. If it's for a knife, it's going to be sharp. If it's a firearm, it's going to shoot when I need it to. Hopefully I never do, but if it does, for the wallet, it's going to, hold my cards efficiently. The lighter, it's going to light when I press the button. It's got to be good, of course. That's kind of a no-brainer, but it has to be in there, of course. So some examples of honestly really high quality pieces of gear that I have. The first one's going to be this little Rat 2 here. Great little pocket knife, D2 steel. Great flipper action and really good ergonomics. I absolutely love it. The handle's nice and grippy as well. That's just one example. I believe I also threw up the SE Azula 2 as really another example. This is really my benchmark for knives, pocket knives, but mostly full-tang knives, because obviously this is a full-tang knife. If I find full-tang knives that are better than this, I will certainly let you guys know, because as of right now, I have not. I think this is absolutely excellent. 1095 steel, came nice and sharp with a nice coating on it as well. Good ergonomics and absolutely no complaints after about 1.5 years, getting close to 2 years of owning this. But yeah, reasonable that I'm going to use it. I could actually see some scenario where I would use it, and it's got to be high quality. It's got to work when I need it to work. And number three is actually affordable. So that really piggybacks off number two, saying, hold on, high quality does not necessarily mean you have to spend a lot of money on it. And a great example that I have of that is the CRKT Vox Piet. So I actually got this for 20 bucks. On Blade HQ right now, it's actually $14.95, which is nuts. So this is not some showstopper pocket knife. You can see it actually has pretty good flipper action for a $14 knife. It's nice and strong, and I believe it's 8CR13 steel. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. This pocket knife has served me very well. It's got a good clip on it. CRKT is a well-known brand. No, it's not my top brand, but for $14, some of my expectations dropped just a little bit, and it is great. Perfect example of my stuff's got to be affordable. If you're new to the channel, I'll just pause and let you know that's really what this whole channel is about. So you do not see me with a whole lot of Benchmades, Microtechs, and stuff like that. It's not because I don't like them. It's not because I think they aren't awesome. I think they are super cool. But for me, I try to just be as real as possible, and try not to spend money on things I don't need. Of course, no, I don't need as many pocket knives as I have. I know that's a little bit contradicting, but you get the point, hopefully. So yeah, that's the 3 points. Reasonable for me to use. I can see some scenario in my head that I'm actually going to pull whatever item is out and use it. It's got to be high quality and it's got to work. I'm not just going for the cheapest thing possible. But on the flip side, criteria number 3 is that it is affordable. So let's see. Oh yes, almost forgot. I had one other example of affordable, that being this Carbonox watch. Love this little smartwatch. This is only like 90 bucks. It's made out of titanium and aircraft aluminum. Absolutely great, and it can take a beating. Just another example of honestly affordable and works really well. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of run through what my key 5 items are, just to help point you in the right direction. So number 1 is firearm. This is obviously for self-defense. This is the Springfield XDS. Good little pistol, but obviously there's numerous options. You just got to try out what you like and carry that. Really, it's based on whatever you shoot best with. Because that's the one thing that really, if it came down to it, is going to matter the most. So firearm is number 1 out of the 5. Number 2 is a blade, whether it's pocket or fixed or both. Doesn't really, it's up to you entirely. I like to carry both, but that's just me because I really love this stuff. But if you're just trying to just get what you need and get out, a blade. Next being a multi-tool. I actually don't have one up here right now, but multi-tool. I highly recommend Leatherman. They're great. Gerber's good. Trying to think another one off the top of my head, but really that's the 2 that I carry the most. If you want to, your multi-tool most likely is going to have a blade on it. So really, number 2 blade and number 3 multi-tool you could combine if you want to, but I personally just like to carry more stuff. That's just me. Flashlight, I actually also don't have one up here right now, but a couple great options are Streamlight and Olight flashlights. They're really my top 2. Definitely got to get one of those, and a lighter, which I do have up here. This is the Extremis electric lighter. It's like 15 bucks, but you can just get a little Bic lighter. But that's really my top 5. In short and simple, those 5 things, I would carry at least one of them. With the exception of you can cross the multi-tool and blade into one if you really want to. But that's kind of my minimum 5 that I would carry if I was you, obviously, because that is what I do carry. Outside of the minimum, is I also will carry an extra magazine for my pistol, usually a watch and an EDC pen sometimes, and little stuff like that, but those are not really as essential as those top 5 are. And lastly, I just have a couple other tips. Really, it's just kind of 3 little tips. Is only carry what you need. So beyond those essential 5, some people get into carrying the handkerchiefs or really fancy lighters or the Paracord bracelet, tourniquet, stuff like that. It's just keep it simple. Use the KISS method. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's keep it simple, stupid. It's just carry what you need. It's that simple. You don't need any more. You don't need to spend more, and you don't need to go through the hassle of carrying any more than what you need. Really, additional tip number 2: only carry what you know how to use. The best example I have of that is going to be most likely a full tang knife. That's like a combat style knife. Knife fighting is extremely dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing. That's something I've really found myself pulling away from because I'm not some expert at knife fighting. I really, 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 really would prefer to never, ever do that. So I do have some knives that are really tactical and kind of meant for fighting. They've been seen on the channel, but it still have them. I still like them, think they're awesome, but really pulling away from that because it's just honestly something I don't know how to do very well, and I really hate to have to try. And thirdly, if it works, it works. Example I have of that is this wallet. This is like a Ridge wallet knockoff, except for this is like 50 bucks, sorry, like $70 cheaper. So if it works, it works. I mean, I don't need to go buy the name brand just because it's the name brand, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I got as far as my opinion suggestions on how to pick your EDC. This is what I would do. Definitely feel free to comment anything you want. I will definitely reply. I'm happy to keep the conversation going. If you enjoyed the video, if you can give me a thumbs up, that would help me out a lot. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.